In absorption and scattering, we study the types of spectra, the Fraunhofer lines, a very important phenomena of nature, that is scattering of light, and in the end we take a Raman effect. Let's start with the types of spectra. There are the two main types of spectra. They are emission spectra and absorption spectra, depending on whether the substance responsible for the spectra emits light or absorbs it. When light emitted from a source is examined directly in a spectroscope, we observe the emission spectrum of the source. When continuous light from a source is made to pass through an absorbing substance and then examined in a spectroscope, we obtain absorption spectrum of the substance. This is characterized by a certain missing wavelength which must have been absorbed by the substance. Emission spectra, a hot luminous source given emission spectra. Based on the appearance, emission spectra are of three kinds. The first one is continuous spectra, band spectra, and line spectra. A continuous emission spectra contains of all the wavelength from one end to the another end. When absorbed through a spectrometer, the spectrum consists of band of all colors which range from red to violet, running continuously and smoothly. The intensity of the spectrum is not uniform throughout. It is different for a different wavelength. It is maximum for a particular wavelength, that is lambda m, and decreases on either side of this maximum. Lambda m depends only on the temperature of the source. It is independent of the nature of the source. As the temperature increases, lambda m decreases such that lambda m multiplied with temperature is equals to constant, and this is known as Wien's displacement law. For example, incandescent solids like iron or carbon emit continuous spectra when they are heated until they glow. A line emission spectra. A line spectrum consists of bright lines in different regions of the visible spectrum against a dark background. It is produced by atom in an excited state. Therefore, it is also called atomic spectra. All the lines will not have the same intensity. The number of lines, their nature and arrangement depends on the nature of the gas or vapor excited. Every element produces its own characteristic spectra. Line spectra are emitted by incandescent gases and vapors of element. The line spectrum of sodium contains two bright yellow lines of wavelength 589 nanometer and 589.6 nanometer called the D lines. It is the characteristic spectrum of the sodium in the sense that no other element gives the same two yellow lines in the same position of the spectrum. Likewise, different elements have different spectrum of their own. Line spectrum is like the signature of an element. The line spectra are characteristic of the element that produce it. No two elements can ever produce similar line spectra. From an investigation of the bright line spectrum, we can find the nature of the element that has produced it. This process is called spectrum analysis. Line emission spectra are obtained by arc and spark of the electrodes, gases in discharge tubes, and by substance vaporized in flames. The band emission spectra consist of bands against dark background. Bands are very bright and sharp at one end, called the head. They are less bright and diffused at the other end, called the tail. If the band spectrum is closely observed with a high resolution spectrometer, it is found that the head of the spectrum is formed by a number of bright lines closely packed, and the tail is formed by lines which are not that very close. The vibrations and rotation of molecules gives rise to band emission spectrum. Hence, they are also called molecular spectra. They look like a flute. So, it is also named as fluted spectrum. Molecules like oxygen, nitrogen, etc. give rise to this type of spectra in an excited state. Most of the carbon compounds and the blue part of a Bunsen burner show this kind of spectrum. A band spectrum is a discontinuous spectrum. So, these are the three types of spectra of the emission. The second type of spectra is your absorption spectra. If a gas, liquid or a transparent solid substance is placed between a light source giving a continuous spectrum and a spectrometer, the substance absorbs certain part of the spectrum. Hence, the resulting spectrum is an absorption spectra. Based on the appearance, it is further classified into, it means that the absorption spectra is again classified into three types. The first one is continuous absorption spectrum, line absorption spectrum, and band absorption spectrum. The first one is a line absorption spectrum are produced when light from a high temperature source emitting continuous spectrum is passed through an absorbing gas or vapor at a comparatively low temperature. For example, when light from the filament of an electric bulb passes through sodium vapor, then two dark lines appear in the yellow part of its continuous spectra. This is the absorption spectrum of sodium. In this spectrum, the dark line appears exactly at the same place where two yellow lines appear in the emission spectrum of sodium. This is because the sodium atom absorbs the same wavelength which it emits. This is true for all atoms and molecules. The second absorption spectrum is a continuous absorption spectrum. When light from a source emitting contains spectrum is passed through solids or liquids at comparatively low temperature, a continuous absorption spectra is obtained. The emergent light is found to consist of a continuous spectrum with only the colors that the absorbing material can emit. Other colors are absent. For example, when white light is passed through a blue glass, all colors except blue are absorbed. The continuous spectrum is seen only with blue region. Absorption also depends on the temperature of the absorbing materials. So as you can see in the diagram of a continuous spectrum. A band absorption spectrum is obtained when light from a source giving continuous spectrum is made to pass through a colored liquid or solid. The resulting spectrum consists of some portion missing which the material has absorbed. If the absorbing substance is solid or a liquid, a band absorption spectrum is obtained. If we replace sodium vapor by a dilute solution of potassium permanganate, the two dark bands are found in the spectrum. This is the absorption band spectrum of potassium permanganate. After the completion of two types of spectra, now we have to move on to the Fraunhofer lines. The Fraunhofer lines are a number of dark lines crossing the solar spectrum. In 1807, the English astronomer Wollaston first observed several dark lines in the solar spectrum. In 1817, the Fraunhofer observed as many as 600 dark lines across the solar spectrum. These dark lines are observed in the whole wavelength of the spectrum: ultraviolet, visible and infrared. Fraunhofer named the dark lines as A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H in alphabetical order from the red end of the spectrum to the violet end, as you can see in the diagram of a Fraunhofer line. The explanation of Fraunhofer lines. The core of the sun is a hot source of light. A relatively cooler atmosphere surrounds the core. In this solar atmosphere, a number of elements are present in gaseous state. The core of the sun, that is, the central part of the sun, gives out light of all wavelengths. When this light passes through the solar atmosphere, certain wavelengths are absorbed by the elements present in the solar atmosphere, giving rise to dark lines. These dark lines are characteristics of the elements present in the solar atmosphere. Helium was discovered while studying Fraunhofer lines even before it was found on Earth. By noting the wavelength of Fraunhofer lines and comparing their wavelength with the elements present on Earth, as many as 60 elements have been identified in the solar atmosphere.